All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are happy to welcome you to Table Talk today. Happy June. I can't believe it's already June, and I'm sure you can't either. We're in Volume 2, Issue 9, and as you can probably tell, we have a little bit of a different format to our WebEx, and we're going to muddle our way through it today, but it doesn't appear to be extremely different, so maybe it won't be too painful for anybody. Our overview, we will be looking at the same things: reviews and reminders, monthly memos, top topics, training tidbits, and sponsor spotlight. And I am happy to say that we have finally removed the waiver walkthrough portion of Table Talk. That got old, didn't it? I'm going to start out with our reviews and reminders. I thought it would be fun to start on a happy note with just a few picture collages from our School Lunch Hero Day. And we just want to thank everyone so much for sending your photos in. We always love seeing the fun things that happen in your districts for these special days, and be on the lookout for more pictures coming up in the newsletter next month. So a fun day for the National School Lunch Program celebrating National Lunch Hero Day. Okay, before I go into my other reviews and reminders, this one that we're about to talk about is pretty important. I forgot to make a slide for this, so let me say it before I forget about it. Joe Clark is sending out an email with a link. It's a questionnaire, a survey about equipment grants. And he's wanting some feedback from you, the directors, about things that you might like to see different about the application process, and just a few questions, real quick survey about equipment grant ideas. So be on the lookout for that when it comes from Joe, and be sure to complete that and send it back to us. We'll appreciate it. So our first slide for reviews and reminders is talking about the online agreement. As you know, you are or should be in the middle of completing your online agreement. The email was sent out on the 16th of May with all of your directions, with the recording of exactly how to go about doing that. Remember to complete the agreement, but don't submit it. Go ahead and send it to your area specialist. We'll help you make any corrections that you need to make, and then we will email you letting you know that it's time to submit that agreement. And remember also that when you're working your way through, if you are eligible, typically eligible for severe need or the 2-cent differential, it's probably going to say no, that you're not. It'll probably be highlighted red, and you'll be thinking, but yes, we do qualify for this. Remember that we do not have that data updated in the system yet. We have to wait based on USDA's guidance for this school year. We have to wait until all of the data for 2023 has been submitted and processed. Once that takes place, then we will be able to go in and update the information for severe need and 2-cent differential. And when that happens, we, the area specialists at the State Department, will go in on behalf of the SFAs and create and submit and approve a revision. And it'll just be a revision to capture the updated data. We will do all of that for you. We'll probably communicate that to you to let you know when it's happening, because you're going to get an email saying a revision has been, created and submitted, and you'll be like, but I didn't do anything. So we'll remind you that we're doing that on your behalf. On the same line of thought with our online agreements, remember that everybody should be checking their percentages for CEP. For most of the SFAs, the 2024 data is going to give you better numbers. So we're seeing most of our SFAs updating their base year to 2024. That's something you want to be sure to take note of as you're working your way through your agreement, especially if you've ever thought about CEP, or you're thinking about it, or you've been close in the past. You might find that now you really might qualify, and it might be something you want to do. Also, if you are one of our SFAs that has to have a license to operate, make sure that you send those renewed license to your area specialist. If you are contracting with anyone, if you have contracted meals, or you're providing meals to an outside source as a caterer or anything like that, we need a copy of your contracts here in our office. Remember that universal breakfast, you must have approval from our department prior to operating universal breakfast, and your contact for that is going to be Joe Clark here in our office, and you see his email here on this screen. Breakfast in the classroom, second chance breakfast, those do not require approval, but you will check those boxes on the online agreement if you are operating those programs, and make a note on your agreement as to, exactly what that looks like at your school site. So if you have not started working on your online agreement, now is the time to do that. And just be sure to call your area specialist. We're happy to help with those. And we certainly want to review them before you submit them. That makes the process so much easier. So smile, you're on camera. We're still working on that pictorial directory. We're trying to get that released by July 1st. We have received the file that came from the spring conference, the headshots that were made there, and Lakeisha in our office here is busy working to match names with faces on that. But if you know that you have not had your picture made, and you know that you've not submitted a picture, will you please do that for us? You see the link here to send your picture just to our CNP NSLP email address. Go ahead and send that in with your name, because we want to make sure that we have everybody in that directory. And remember, we're not sending this out to the public, so it's really for kind of in-house use. So we would just want to make sure we have those pictures and names for everybody. A reminder that the fresh fruit and vegetable information, it was mailed out to you on May the 4th, and the deadline to apply for that program is upon us. It is going to be on June the 6th, so just a few days away. The applications have to be received through DocuSign before June 6th, so that's next Tuesday, actually. And all of the details about that program are here for you on this slide. And if you have any questions about the fresh fruit and vegetable program, or want to know something before you make a decision about applying, reach out to Dominique Washington. She is your contact person for that. And don't see Dominique's email on this slide, but her email is the newer email, where it's Dominique-Washington at ALSDE. So full name for Dominique. Reach out to her if you have questions about FFVP. Also, unfortunately, we're still waiting on the release of the 2023-24 PLE tool. So just as soon as we get this, I promise you, as soon as we get it from USDA, we will share it. Remember, though, that only those SFAs that had a negative balance as of June 30th of 2022 are required to establish a price for paid lunches. So if you had a positive or a zero balance as of June 30th, 2022, you're exempt from PLE pricing requirements. All of the details are here for you for your reference about paid lunch equity. If you have questions or need assistance, let us know. Dominique will be the one working with this as well. So you may know there's lots of training. Summer's the best time, right, to get all that training in. This training, however, is about the Team Nutrition Training Grant. This is the grant that Dominique wrote, and Devin is working with Dominique on this, setting up these trainings. They are about to begin next week, in fact. And we do have a few sessions that have some openings. So if you look at this slide where you see the asterisk, so Gunnersville and Tuscaloosa have openings for their training sessions, and then Rogersville and Troy, two different dates in Troy, they have openings. Now the sessions are different. The one on the left is directors and managers, and that training is a week. And guys, this is that excellent training that the Institute of Child Nutrition does. It is Introduction to School Nutrition Leadership. It's a fantastic course. And if you have never been able to attend that at the Institute, this is a great opportunity for you to get that training. So look at those dates that have openings, reach out to Devin, let her know if you are interested in possibly doing that. On the right side, this training is for frontline staff, and it's just a half day training. It is kind of a hands on, it's called Menus of Flavor, and they're going to be focusing on a Latin American cuisine for this. And it's just a great way to get your frontline staff involved in some hands on experience on different ways to prepare meals and think about doing things in their cafeterias. And again, there are a few dates with openings for that frontline staff. They're highlighted in yellow and have an asterisk by them on this slide. So reach out to Devin if that's something that you think you might have someone who can attend and participate in. So we have some news for our new directors. We want to let you know that when we talk about new directors, I'm talking about anybody that's been hired since November of last year, or if you're someone who's a new director that's never attended the new directors training, you need to listen up. So we will have a new directors training early in the fall. We're working on the logistics of location for that. And as soon as we have all of that ironed out, we will let you know the exact dates. It'll be a little bit of a revised new directors training. Um, Still, it will be a 3-day training as it has been in years past, but we're hoping to let the third day of that training be our financial management training. That way, we'll have our new directors already here, and that third day will be for all directors and superintendents and CSFOs, kind of like the financial management training that we did a year ago. We're going to repeat that. It was so well received, and we thought it would just be super convenient for those new directors who are already here for 3 days to just do the financial management on the last day with everybody else. But the first 2 days will be more focused just for new directors, and they will be the only ones here. We'll take care of them. And then the good news is that we're going to be able to kind of refine that new directors training in those 2 days, because moving forward, Loria Hunter, who is one of our new ed specialists who's here at the State Department, she is going to be focusing on new directors throughout the year. She will be acting as a liaison. She has a lot of great things in mind to do moving forward, and I think some of that's going to include hosting some Teams meetings in a timely manner. So as new responsibilities come up from month to month, instead of just getting that email reminder from our office, you're probably the new directors. You're going to get some type of notification from Loria. Y'all may come together in a team meeting, and she may walk you through a little bit more step by step what needs to be done, or help you follow through and make sure that the due dates are being met for things that happen throughout the year. So she's just going to really hone in on providing some support for our new directors in a more timely manner and month by month throughout the year. So we're excited about that. We hope it's going to be something wonderful that really supports our new directors, because we know when you come into this, it's overwhelming. Some of our people out there that have been around for 10, 15, 20 years are going, yep, and it's still overwhelming. So hopefully this will help you guys. And a message from food distribution. So Tammy Lofton sent a spreadsheet to everyone in April. You were supposed to create your favors account for the USDA DoD Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. If you have not returned that, she really needs you to please do so. So that spreadsheet is the only way that they can create your account. So if you're not sure if you've returned it or not, just reach out to Tammy. You've got her email and her phone number right here, and she will be glad to help you with that. And she also says that if you are an approved Seamless Summer sponsor and have favors for your school program, she says your school program entitlement for 23-24 will be moved to favors for you to utilize in your summer program starting Monday. So just a reminder from food distribution from Tammy. If you have questions about that, reach out to her. Have you done your summer food service program outreach? I hope so. It should have been done by now. Go ahead and check out that site finder. It went live on May 4th, and this is the site finder that most of you have posted to your website to let the public know where they can go to receive meals during the summertime. That site is and has been up and running since May the 4th. You might just want to click on it and make sure it's functioning as it should. So the free and reduced application packet coming your way today. Be sure to review the materials in the packet. There are going to be links in the constant contact email that will take you to where all of the documents are going to be posted. They're going to be posted on both the Alabama Achieves website and the Break for a Plate website. And the PowerPoint presentation will be included in this email along with the link to the recording. Please take time to view and listen to this webinar. Loria did a fantastic job with it. Stacy Royster participated in this webinar as well, so you want to be sure to hear what she has to say. They have all of the information you need included. Document that you watch it and save that information for your professional standards tracking tool. We will be capturing the views on our end for our files for USDA to review, and we hope that you will be sure to document it for yourself as well and get credit for that for professional standards. So that does it for reviews and reminders. I am going to turn it over to Chad Langston now, and he is going to talk to us about monthly memos. This may take me 1 second. Hi, Chad, you should be good.
All right, thanks, Robbie. Good afternoon, everyone. As Robbie said, we're going to be talking about our monthly memos. So these are the memos that was released by USDA since our last table talk, and we had 4 of them, but not all of them are going to be applicable, so we're going to talk through that a little bit. So the first one was SP 13, 2023, and that went out through constant contact to all of our directors on May the 5th. And so this was in regards to best practices for contracting with food service management companies. Now, currently we don't have any public schools that are utilizing food service management companies or contracts. And it looks like the majority of our live participants today are all public school directors. But we do have several charter schools that have food service management contracts and a couple of private schools. And I believe we have maybe a couple RCCIs as well. So again, not necessarily applicable for our public school directors, but if you're a charter school director, a private school director, or an RCCI director that has a food service management contract, you really want to read through this. Unfortunately, based off of our administrative reviews this year, it looks like we still got a little bit ways to go as regards to oversight of food service management contracts when it comes to our C&P directors. We understand that as charter schools and private schools and RCCI directors, you probably wear multiple hats, as some of our smaller public school directors do as well. So that can be a juggle, but ultimately the C&P program and the oversight of that program falls on you as a C&P director. So again, it's a really good read to go through and refresh yourself on what priorities or what responsibilities USDA discusses that you cannot offload to a third party. Now, in regards to SP 14, 2023, this went out to all of our directors on April the 27th. I know they went out in inverse order there. but this was in regards to Q&As number 2 for the summer 2023 non-congregate meal service in rural areas. So there's been a couple of memos that have gone out about the rural non-congregate in regards to SFSP and SSO, and this was the second Q&A document. Now, most of you are probably all familiar by now that there's been reorganization in our department. So SSO is no longer under the school programs jurisdiction. That has gone around to the corner, and it is now the administrator of that program is Debbie Harris. And specifically working on the SSO is Lakeisha Love as the education specialist and Regina Greathouse as the accountant. So if you have any questions regarding your SSO agreement or applications for June or for July, those questions will need to go to Debbie and her group, which again is Lakeisha and Regina for SSO. And just a quick note on that, I know Robbie mentioned that everyone's doing the agreements or working on your application to submit for your SFA state agency agreement for operating 23-24's National School Lunch Program. If you're planning to operate SSO for July, because that starts a new school year, our school years run July 1 to June 30th, got to make sure that you have your NSLP agreement for school year 23-24 submitted and approved before you can submit that July SSO, because one of the requirements for SSO is that you are in good standing with the National School Lunch Program. So we have to have that submitted and approved agreement for NSLP before they can approve your July SSO app. So just something to keep in mind there. All right, so the third memo, SP 15-2023, this one's a little bit different. So this went out to all of our directors on April the 28th through the CNP online application. So our CNP online application, where you guys do your Schedule A revisions, where you guys are working on your agreements for 23-24 school year, it has the ability to send emails to anyone that's listed as the CNP representative or the director. The CNP as a whole, so the department, so Angelise is the administrator, the director over the entire child nutrition program for the state. They are going to be releasing these memos through the CNP online application for SFSP directors, CACFP at-risk directors, potentially for participants under food distribution in some capacities, because USDA requires that all of our memo correspondence go out to our directors within 30 days of receipt. And so that was put in place to prevent that from falling through the cracks for the other programs. The first few days as this went into effect, if you were a National School Lunch Program sponsor, you probably received these as well. And this has been one of those that you would have received. Since that time, we've revised that. So for school programs, we're still going to just continue to send our SP-specific memos through Constant Contact, as you guys have been getting those through Constant Contact for a couple of years now. This is one that wouldn't typically go out to directors. This is more of a memo for state agencies and how we're to handle this. But what you might notice is that if you operate multiple programs, so if you're an NSLP sponsor, you're a CACFP at-risk sponsor, and you operate SFSP, which a lot of you do, you're potentially going to get multiple emails regarding the same memo. We apologize for that, but again, the way the new procedures are going to be, there's no workaround for that. But for our NSLP memos specifically, if it's not going to be applicable to you as a director, you won't receive those through Constant Contact. So what you would have received from us regarding this on May the 5th, and then also a reminder email went out through Constant Contact on May the 30th, so Tuesday of this week. It was an email regarding just a state level memo with some instructions and also an Excel spreadsheet to complete. And this is basically the document that you complete showing that you received 2 health inspections throughout school year 22-23. or the ability to, if you only received one or none, the ability to show us as a state agency that you requested to from your local health department, but they weren't able to provide to for whatever reason. That spreadsheet that you'll submit to us, that's what we will send to USDA through an FNS report. So the SP15 was more in lines with telling the state agencies instructions on submitting that FNS report. So again, you can disregard that one, but don't disregard the constant contact email that you got on May 5th or May 30th with the instructions for how to submit that Excel spreadsheet. And then our final one is SP16 2023. That went out to all directors through constant contact on May the 17th. Now, this one was in regards to the revised prototype application for the free and reduced price school meals and some additional supporting documents. We sent that out a little bit early, and that was our fault, and we apologize for that. We should have held that until we got all of the state level documents ready. So I know Robbie said a couple of slides ago that that's going out today. We are trying our best to get that out today. Lori recorded the webinar yesterday. It's ready to go. We've got the constant contact email ready to send out. We're just waiting to get a link for a Break for a Plate to put in the constant contact email, and also for our IT team here at ALSDE and the group that oversees the Break for a Plate website to update the material on those sites. As soon as we get that ready, we will get that out to you ASAP. Again, we're hoping it can go today, but I checked right before the table talk started, and those items have not been updated on Alabama Cheese as of 15 minutes ago. So again, we're working on that. We hope to get it to you today. If it doesn't come today, we're hoping it will come tomorrow. So just be on the lookout for that. And that is it for monthly memos. So if anybody has any questions about any of the content from the slide, feel free to just address everyone in the chat, and we will answer it live if we can, or we'll put it in a Q&A document when we release the table talk. All right, thanks everyone.
Up next should be Esther. And so Don and Nick, hopefully y'all have got the privileges there to advance the slide.
Can you hear us, Ms. Robley?
Yes.
Okay. So this is about Junior Chef. We had our regional Junior Chef competition in May. May the 12th was the actual day of the competition, and these two ladies were our state team from back in February. They won. They're from Kate D. Smith Dar High School. They did a wonderful job. They placed third, which is the first time our state has had a team to place at the national level. So we're very proud of them. We give a lot of credit to Ms. Elizabeth Clark. She was their instructor and helped them prepare for this competition for the state and the regional level. So they did a wonderful job, and they enjoyed their experience with this. And we hope that maybe they will be able to come back next year, but we also would like to encourage all other SFAs, if you have an FCS program in your county culinary program, that you will encourage your teachers to try to participate this upcoming school year during the 23-24 school year. So we'll be sending out information about that, dates and all that later, probably this fall sometime. These are some more pictures from that competition, and the picture to the far left has two people from the USDA. The lady to the far left, she is from nationals, and the man is from the regional level. So, and then these are the ladies in the kitchens there. This next year, the regional competition is not going to be held in Kentucky this time. Next year, it's going to be held in Tennessee. And then you can see on the far right, we have members from our state staff who were present with at this competition at the regional level as well. Yeah, we got to come back to them.
Now we'll turn it over to Devin Williamson, with top topics.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my top topic, I get to talk a little bit about the updates to sodium.
Devin, will it not let you advance?
It will not let me advance.
Okay, I'm probably going to have to take presenter rights, but I think you'll still be able to speak. Let's see. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we have new sodium requirements from the USDA, and this is called Interim Target 1A. You're going to see it on the right-hand side that has the red box around it. These are going to be the new amounts. These only apply for lunch. These are daily amounts based on the average for a 5-day week. And this is just a reminder to reach out to your software provider to update your nutrient analysis software with this information. Since the state is the provider of Titan software, I do get the pleasure of walking with you through that. So if you'll advance the slide, please. All right, so how you update sodium, the sodium level in Titan is you'll go to configuration, district management, and menu planning, and then you will select the drop-down box for the sodium level target 1A. So this will be how you update that within Titan. And just a quick reminder about Titan, so I'll be your state contact. If you're having any recurrent issues, anything you can't get solved, I would love to walk alongside you on that, sit in on meetings with Titan. And so the state is managing the contract for Titan. So we just want to be sure that we are taking care of our directors and districts. So please feel free to reach out to me about that if you're having any issues. All right, and up next, we are up to training tidbits with Robbie.
Thank you, Devin. So here is our schedule for our upcoming trainings. Again, you'll see our summer managers trainings. Those are going to kick off in just another week, and we're excited about that. Make sure that your managers know where to be and when to be there, and we will definitely be taking good care of them. They will be there only for one day. Summer managers is just a one-day training. I think everyone is clear on that now. Also, you received the announcement for new managers training. So if you look down near the bottom, July 18th and 19th are the dates for our new managers training. We are going to be at Stanhope Elmore High School in Elmore County for that 2-day training. We have lots of cool things in store there. So if you have not registered your new managers, please go ahead and do that as soon as you can. That's one of my favorite trainings. I love that training. But anyway, I hope that you'll get them registered. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. We're glad to help you with that. If you need assistance with getting someone registered, we can help you. I can help you with that. Just reach out to me. If you have some managers that are registered for one training or the other, and now there's a conflict, please let me know so I can remove them from the list. That will help us out a lot. We know things come up and things happen. Just let us know if you can. And I think that is all I have about training. So I'm going to turn it back over to Esther now with our sponsor spotlight, and she will carry us home.
We chose Pam Dempsey from Piedmont City. She has Piedmont has 2 cafeterias and 8 employees. Pam has served as the CNP director for 9 years. Her favorite part of the job is getting to interact with the students, particularly the little ones, and they are lots of fun. Her least favorite part of the job is having to deal with employee conflict and administrative reviews. Understandably, that is a difficult thing. No one likes to deal with that. So let's see, moving on. One of the most meaningful things that has ever happened to her on her job was when the 4th grade students had to write an essay about whom they admire most. And one of the students wrote their essay about her. This took place about 5 years ago, and she still has it on her refrigerator today. We say a shout out for you on that. That is a very, that is something to definitely hold dear to you, Pam. I hope you're listening today, but that is really a great compliment to you as a CNP director when your students compliment you that way. Her best advice to new directors is to seek advice from other directors. Most of the resources you need, most of the resources you may need, other directors already have, or let's, I'm going to re-say that. Most of the resources you need, other directors already have. Some are more willing than others to share, or are more than willing to share. Don't try to do it all by yourself. And that right there is definitely the key. Definitely contact other CNP directors close to you, or you may know in other areas of the state. And you can also contact your specialist that's in your area rep. Pam says, as much as I get aggravated by some of the rules and regulations, I wouldn't want to do anything else. All the people I have met, from students, coworkers, and other directors, have made this all worthwhile. So she thoroughly enjoys her job, and this is what she really loves.
All right, so that wraps us up for volume 2 completely. Issue 9 of volume 2. When we come back together, we'll be into volume 3, a new program year. If you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to write them in the chat box, and we will try to address those. I did see one earlier with a question about the favors program, and you can direct that question to the food distribution section, and just direct it to Tammy Lofton. All of her information is on that slide, and she can help you with favors and any questions about favors. We'll leave the chat box open for about 5 minutes and give you a chance to write down any questions that you may have. Otherwise, we hope you have a great rest of the day and hopefully a nice long weekend for everybody.